When we talk about power, innovation, and leadership in America's business landscape, it's impossible to ignore the force of women who've broken barriers, built empires, and inspired millions. This isn't just about profit margins and IPOs. It's about resilience, risk-taking, and redefining the rules. In this series, we bring you the compelling journeys of 10 remarkable women entrepreneurs who transformed their dreams into multi-million-dollar realities. Some started with nothing but grit. Others took bold steps in industries where women were barely visible. All of them have left a permanent mark on the American economy and the world. Let's begin our journey with the queen of cosmetics and the architect of inclusivity in beauty. Wait, Rihanna? Isn't she a pop star? Absolutely. But she's also one of the most disruptive entrepreneurs in the beauty industry. In 2017, Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty under the LVMH umbrella with a vision most brands had ignored: beauty for all skin tones. When she introduced 40 shades of foundation in her very first product launch, she not only filled a market gap, she redefined the beauty standard. Women of color, long underserved by mainstream makeup brands, finally found their match. The brand reportedly made $100 million in its first 40 days. But it wasn't just about profit, it was a statement. Fenty Beauty forced the industry to be more inclusive, and Rihanna showed the world that a woman of vision could simultaneously run the music charts and the business world. Today, she's a billionaire with Fenty Beauty as her crown jewel. Our next entrepreneur was selling fax machines door to door when she had a simple idea: cut the feet off her pantyhose to look better under white pants. That small act sparked a billion-dollar shapewear revolution. Sara Blakely invested her life savings $5,000 into developing her prototype. She had no business degree, no connections in the fashion industry, and no idea how hosiery was manufactured. But she had hustle. She cold-called factories, begged for meetings, and finally found a manufacturer who believed in her. The real turning point? Oprah Winfrey featured Spanx as one of her favorite things. Overnight, the brand exploded. Today, Spanx is a household name. Blakely became the youngest self-made female billionaire, and when she sold a majority stake, she celebrated by giving all her employees $10,000 and 2 first-class plane tickets anywhere in the world. Rejection can either break you or build you. For Whitney Wolfe Herd, it did the latter. After leaving her role as a co-founder at Tinder amid a storm of controversy, Whitney didn't retreat. Instead, she launched Bumble, a dating app where women make the first move. In a male-dominated tech world, creating a platform centered around female empowerment was radical. But it worked. Bumble grew fast, expanded into networking and friendships, and by 2021, Whitney became the youngest woman to take a company public, ringing the NASDAQ bell with her baby on her hip. Her message was clear: women don't need to play by old rules, they can create their own. From movie star to mission-driven CEO, Jessica Alba wanted more than celebrity status, she wanted impact. After a scare with a laundry detergent allergy while pregnant, Alba became obsessed with clean, non-toxic products. That obsession led to the creation of The Honest Company, a brand offering baby products, cleaning supplies, and skincare with transparency and sustainability at its core. It wasn't all smooth sailing. She faced lawsuits, product reformulations, and growing pains. But she stayed the course, believing in her mission. Today, The Honest Company is valued in the hundreds of millions, and Jessica Alba has become an example of how celebrity can be a launchpad, not a shortcut to entrepreneurial credibility. These 4 women, Rihanna, Sara, Whitney, and Jessica, didn't just build brands. They built movements. Their journeys remind us that success isn't a straight line. It's a roller coaster powered by purpose, creativity, and pure determination. Let's dive right back into our list of America's top 10 women entrepreneurs, where fashion meets digital innovation and grit meets glamour. These next 3 stories are all about turning vision into influence and influence into massive impact. Once dubbed the Cinderella of tech, Sophia Amoruso started out with no college degree, no investors, and no plan beyond a vintage eBay store. In 2006, while working as a campus safety host, Sophia launched Nasty Gal, a punky, edgy fashion brand born from her love for thrift store finds. She photographed, styled, and shipped all her orders herself. What began as an eBay shop quickly exploded into a full-fledged brand. By 2012, Nasty Gal had generated over $100 million in revenue, and Sophia found herself at the helm of a fashion empire. Though the company eventually filed for bankruptcy, her journey didn't end there. Sophia pivoted and built Girlboss, a multimedia company aimed at helping ambitious women navigate careers, finances, and entrepreneurship. She coined the term "girl boss," which became a cultural phenomenon and inspired a Netflix series based on her life. Sophia's rise, fall, and reinvention showed that entrepreneurship is never just about success, it's about resilience. In the heart of Silicon Valley, where male tech founders often dominate headlines, Katrina Lake did something revolutionary. She brought data science to fashion and fashion to your doorstep. Katrina founded Stitch Fix in 2011, combining machine learning algorithms with personal stylists to deliver personalized clothing selections to customers. It was a simple yet genius idea: eliminate the frustration of shopping by making it data-driven and convenient. In 2017, Katrina became the youngest female founder to take a company public at just 34 years old. On IPO day, she stood tall, one of the few women in tech to break through that glass ceiling. Her company wasn't just innovative, it was profitable. Stitch Fix proved that women could lead tech companies with both creativity and precision. From a side hustle to a skincare empire, Emily Weiss's journey is a masterclass in the power of community. It all started with a blog called Into the Gloss, where she interviewed women about their beauty routines. But she didn't just collect stories, she listened. Really listened. And what she heard was clear. People wanted beauty products that were simple, fun, and made for them, not for the runway. So she launched Glossier, a direct-to-consumer brand built entirely around her blog's readers. With minimal packaging, accessible price points, and an Instagram-worthy aesthetic, Glossier became a sensation. Her first product sold out in hours. Within just a few years, Glossier was valued at over $1 billion. But Emily didn't stop at skincare. She built an entire community-driven business model, empowering customers to become brand ambassadors. Emily's rise symbolizes a shift in power, from top-down marketing to customer-first innovation. From blog posts to boardrooms, she made it happen. These three women, Sophia, Katrina, and Emily, each redefined how women engage with fashion and technology. They proved that being underestimated can be a secret weapon, and that great ideas can come from blogs, algorithms, or a thrift store obsession. But we're not done yet.by now. You've met visionaries in beauty, tech, and fashion. But the journey continues with more incredible women who use their intuition, heart, and smarts to turn side hustles into empires. And sometimes, a problem into a multi-million-dollar solution. Let's continue our countdown. Kendra Scott wasn't born into wealth or privilege. In fact, she launched her jewelry business in 2002 from her spare bedroom, with just $500 and a new baby in her arms. Her goal? Create stylish, affordable jewelry that women could wear every day. She personally walked into boutiques, showing off her colorful, customizable pieces. Her big break came when a high-end Austin boutique took a chance on her line. Word spread fast. Women loved the blend of elegance and fun. And it wasn't long before Nordstrom called. But what made Kendra's brand explode wasn't just the jewelry. It was her approach to retail. She redesigned her stores to be more like social spaces where women could sip champagne, design custom pieces, and share the experience with friends. By 2016, the brand was reportedly valued at over $1 billion. Kendra became a household name, not just for fashion, but for philanthropy too. Her company has donated millions to women's and children's causes. Kendra's story proves that you don't need to start with millions. You just need a vision, hustle, and the courage to knock on doors. From Oscar winner to wellness mogul, Gwyneth Paltrow did what few actresses have done: build a business that defied expectations and ignited both fans and controversy. She started Goop as a weekly newsletter in 2008. What began as simple lifestyle tips, recipes, skincare, clean living, evolved into a sprawling wellness brand that now includes vitamins, skincare, fashion, and even luxury retreats. People scoffed at her jade eggs and detox guides, but behind the headlines was a $250 million brand and a loyal customer base. Gwyneth positioned Goop not just as a company, but as a conversation starter. One that tackled wellness, sexuality, mental health, and taboo topics that many brands wouldn't touch. Goop made it okay to ask questions about what we put in and on our bodies. It also sparked an industry-wide movement toward holistic, conscious consumerism. Gwyneth's Goop isn't for everyone, and she knows that. But what can't be denied is that she disrupted the wellness space and built a brand with cultural weight and serious financial clout. In the world of Wall Street, Sally Krawcheck was once dubbed the most powerful woman in finance. But after leading top firms like Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney, she realized something. The finance world wasn't built for women. So she left the corporate skyscrapers behind and founded Ellevest, a digital investment platform designed by and for women. Launched in 2016, Ellevest offered personalized investing based on women's real-life experiences, like pay gaps, career breaks, and longer life expectancy. Sally understood that women were earning more, inheriting more, and saving more, but they weren't investing enough. Ellevest was her answer to that. Today, the platform manages hundreds of millions of dollars in assets, offers coaching, retirement planning, and has become a voice for financial literacy among women. Her story is powerful because she walked away from the height of corporate finance to build something more inclusive, and in doing so, empowered a new generation of financially confident women. That rounds out our top 10. But this isn't just a list, it's a roadmap. These women have built businesses in wildly different industries, but every single one of them shared common traits: courage, creativity, and a refusal to quit. They've broken ceilings so the next generation doesn't have to. They've turned simple ideas, like shapewear, clean beauty, and email newsletters, into powerhouses. But the real story, it's in how they kept going when the world told them to stop. We've met the trailblazers, the women who created billion-dollar businesses, broke into male-dominated industries, and rewrote the rules of entrepreneurship. But here's the truth. None of their journeys were easy. Behind every glossy headline is a story of sleepless nights, rejection letters, failures, and moments of deep doubt. Part 4 is where we get real about what it really took to succeed. Let's pull back the curtain. Sophia Amoruso, founder of Nasty Gal and Girl Boss, is a prime example. Her brand hit rocket speed, then crashed hard. Nasty Gal filed for bankruptcy in 2016, just a few years after being hailed as one of the fastest-growing retailers in the U.S. For many entrepreneurs, that kind of public failure could be the end. But Sophia didn't disappear. She embraced the lessons and built a new brand around them, Girl Boss, where she openly shared her struggles and mentored others through theirs. Her story reminds us that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop became a cultural lightning rod. Her products were called pseudoscientific. Media outlets ran stories mocking jade eggs and body detoxes. But Gwyneth didn't back down. Instead, she doubled down. She invited scientists to contribute to Goop. She held wellness summits with doctors and researchers. She even launched a Netflix series to explain the why behind her most controversial ideas. The lesson? Criticism is inevitable when you're innovating. The key is how you respond. When Sally Krawcheck walked into Wall Street boardrooms in the 1990s, she was often the only woman at the table. And not everyone wanted her there. Her calls for ethical finance and transparency rubbed some the wrong way, so much so that she was forced out of multiple high-profile roles. But instead of retreating, she used that experience to fuel Ellevest, a platform that now helps thousands of women build wealth on their own terms. For Sally, being excluded wasn't a setback, it was a catalyst. Let's talk about Kendra Scott. She started her business with a newborn baby and barely enough money to buy supplies. As her company grew, so did the pressure. She dealt with the guilt so many moms know too well. Am I working too much? Am I doing enough at home? Kendra has always spoken candidly about the impossible balancing act of being a mom and a founder. She often brought her kids to work. She fought for family-friendly work policies inside her company. And she made it her mission to show that motherhood isn't a barrier, it's a superpower. Even the most powerful women break down. Emily Weiss of Glossio has admitted that the stress of building a billion-dollar company pushed her to the edge. There were weeks of burnout, days of self-doubt, and moments where she considered walking away. What helped her recover? Building a better culture, asking for help, and most importantly, recognizing that hustle culture isn't sustainable. She later stepped down as CEO to focus on strategy and mentorship because sometimes knowing when to let go is the boldest leadership move you can make. Each woman we've spotlighted didn't just face obstacles, they owned them. They learned, they pivoted, and they kept going. So when we talk about success, let's not just focus on IPOs, million-dollar launches, or Instagram followers. Let's remember what it really means, the courage to keep going even when it's hard. We've met game changers, innovators, and fearless builders. From cosmetics empires to tech startups, wellness disruptors to Wall Street revolutionaries, these 10 women didn't just create businesses, they changed industries and rewrote history. But what do they really have in common? What's the secret formula? Let's break down the 5 shared principles that powered their success and how you can apply them today, no matter where you are in your journey. The most successful entrepreneurs didn't chase trends, they solved problems that mattered to them. Kendra Scott couldn't find stylish yet affordable jewelry, so she made it. Sara Blakely was tired of uncomfortable shapewear, so she created Spanx. Sally Krawcheck saw women being ignored by the financial world, so she built Elvest. These weren't abstract ideas. They were real frustrations turned into real businesses. Your takeaway. What problem in your own life could you solve for others too? You don't need millions in funding. You don't need an MBA. You don't even need a perfect business plan. Sophia Amoruso started selling vintage clothes on eBay. Emily Weiss began Glossia as a beauty blog, not a brand. Kendra Scott launched her company with $500 and a baby on her hip. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They just started. Your takeaway. Start small, but start now. Action beats perfection every time. These women didn't just sell products. They built tribes, people who believed in their mission. Glossia calls their customers co-creators. Goop turned into a lifestyle movement. Girlboss became a rallying cry for female founders. It wasn't about pushing a sale. It was about creating a space where people felt seen, heard, and valued. Your takeaway. Talk to your audience. Build something with them, not just for them. Every one of these women hit walls hard. Bankruptcies, public criticism, investor walkouts, burnout. But they didn't hide from failure. They owned it, learned from it, and came back stronger. Sophia Amoruso bounced back after Nasty Gal's fall. Emily Weiss stepped down to give her company room to grow. Gwyneth Paltrow turned backlash into bold branding. Your takeaway. Failure isn't fatal, inaction is. Every setback is a setup for your comeback. True success isn't just about how much you make, it's about how much you give. Kendra Scott has donated over $50 million to causes for women and children. Rihanna, with her Fenty Beauty empire, has used her platform to promote inclusivity and global aid. Whitney Wolfe Herd, founder of Bumble, focused her company on empowering women, not just dating. They've all used their influence to uplift others. Your takeaway. As you grow, remember your why. Business can be a force for good. If there's one message to walk away with, it's this. Success isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's for the driven, the curious, the relentless. The women we've spotlighted didn't wait for permission. They created their own doors and walked right through them. Many started with no money, no connections, and no formal background. But what they had was vision and grit. And so do you. Whether you're working a 9 to 5, juggling kids, attending college, or starting over, your idea matters. Your voice matters. Your dream is worth chasing. So take the leap. Start the thing. Write the plan. Send the email. Launch the store. You never know, you might be the next name on this list. This was Top 10 Successful Women Entrepreneurs in the USA Business Stories Podcast Original. Stay tuned for more real, raw, and inspiring stories that fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. Briefcase until next time. Keep dreaming, keep building, and keep rising.